thank you to the EA Creator Network for providing me with codes for The Sims 4 Horse Ranch. Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So I feel like I need to explain a few things to you. I owe you an explanation when it comes to Horse Ranch and my channel in general. I think I knew when I started Horse Ranch that I was overcommitting to too many things. I already had Detroit Become Human on the go. I already had Growing Together, Raising Them Right on the go. And then along with that, we have like the occasional kind of updates or kits or, you know, other kind of things that are coming out for The Sims. And I think taking on a second Sims Let's Play at that time, I knew it was too much for myself. I honestly wasn't ready for another expansion pack because I was still kind of like really enjoying playing with Growing Together and doing the Raising Them Right series. So, but I was also really excited because it's a new expansion pack. So I was like making my new families, making my new Sims, kind of building things, and I just overcommitted, and I knew I was. And on top of that as well, I also got into video editing. So thank you so much to Mad Milliner, who is the person who recommended DaVinci for me, and also the channel Daniel Buttel, right? And all his tutorials, because it was an absolute godsend. It's like I've been looking for good video editing software for ages, and it was like that was it. That's what I've been looking for. So I got really into kind of video editing and seeing what I could do, seeing what I couldn't do, what was possible, and I like that I am now able to I'm at a point where I feel like instead of just recording everything at once and kind of, you know, hoping that I like the recording and, you know, maybe cutting one or two bits out with Bandicoot, I can now really, really customize my videos to my liking and make them better quality, hopefully make them more funny and enjoyable for you guys to watch as well, because I can kind of cut out the really boring bits where I'm repeating myself, which is something that I do a lot. Yeah, I'm really happy with everything that I've learned with video editing in actually a surprisingly short amount of time. So I don't regret starting the Horse Ranch series because it was my first real experiment with video editing, with doing like the introduction and everything like that, which isn't perfect, but I was so excited that I could do those things. And I was like, what if I do this? What if I do this? This is a good idea. So like developing those skills was a huge thing for me. And that's why I don't regret starting Horse Ranch at all. I also think I made some really, really good Sims. Like I love the storyline that I've set up. I love the characters, the world, and I've got a big place in my heart for all these Sims. I'm gonna keep them in my game. I'm gonna like probably play with them off camera and maybe just kind of like maybe make posts on Twitter every now and again saying like what they're up to. But I'm really hoping that some of you have also added them to your game, and if you want to kind of continue the storyline of what happened to Babs, you know, and solve the murder or solve the mysterious death, let's say, and again I had ideas of where I was going to kind of take that. I was going to use Strangerville. I was going to make like a little sheriff's office and use Strangerville to have like all the files and have you know, Sims be able to like investigate what happened and go through her files. But it's something that it was taking a lot of work. It was very involved, and my heart, as much as I love what I've done, it's like I wanted to finish Detroit Become Human, right? I was already really invested in that. I'm already really invested in Raising Them Right. So it was just too many things. It was just too much of a responsibility. So I'm not going to continue with Horse Ranch, but I did have one more family to show you. And it wouldn't be right if I didn't show them to you. So it's the Walton family. Now, the thing with the Walton family, all the families are kind of interconnected. So, you know, we've got the McCoy family, which is the main family in the game, and like the grandparents. We've got the brother who's kind of looking after the kids. We've got, you know, what's his name? I forgot his name. Dakota. I remembered it before I clicked the button, guys. Dakota Blackfeather, who is the grieving husband, the father of the children. The children have gone to the uncle. So all the families are kind of interconnected, and I've got this whole thing setting up. And then the other thing is, like, I've also got the Vindell family and Brittany Vindell, who is she's a kind of an art kind of what would you call it, like an art agent. She's kind of like the wheeler dealer, and she's connected to Dakota because he is an artist. He kind of works for her, so she's gone out there to kind of say what's going on, you know, why aren't you making art anymore, is there anything I can do to help you kind of get back on your feet. And I had this whole thing set up of like, Brittany's looking for love. Is she gonna match with Dakota? Is she gonna match with, I forget everybody's names, Vanda. It's been a few weeks since I've touched them, so I'm not good with names at the best of times, but I do love these Sims. And yeah, so I was kind of like, who is she gonna get set up with? Somebody, you know, is she even gonna get set up with you know, the sister of the family, who I've forgotten the name of as well. Yeah, I had all this interconnectivity. But if you know the story of the Vindells, Maeve Vindell is a teenage girl. She's had her heart broken. She was going out with this real loser in the city, and she didn't want to be here. She didn't want to be in Chestnut Ridge, right? She didn't want to visit her Aunt Holly. She didn't like horses. She didn't want to be on the farm. But the idea is, she's a teenage girl, and she was gonna meet the son from this family, Dale, and he was going to teach her how to care about the horses. He was going to teach her how to ride. He was gonna like show her around Chestnut Ridge, and she was actually gonna really enjoy kind of like being there and touching grass and kind of meeting a boy who is like just good and wholesome and has really good values, and kind of, you know, getting her out of that mindset of kind of like the city life and kind of, you know, peer pressure and all that kind of stuff. It was like she was just gonna meet like a nice boy from a nice family. And so this is the Waltons. They're called the Waltons because of the Waltons TV show, like again to emphasize kind of like the family values that they have. And this is the dad. This is Joseph Walton, and I think he's a bit of a hottie. He looks really mean, but he's not mean at all. He's actually a massive sweetheart. So if I just kind of show you his traits, he loves the outdoors, he's cheerful, he's a goofball, he's a collector. He's also really interested in like botany and gardening. So he kind of is, he's the one kind of like growing all the grapes for his wife's kind of like nectar business. So yeah, he's out here with this little garden. He kind of dreams about owning his own plot of land, his own kind of like farmland one day, and being able to kind of like grow his crops on like a bigger scale. But yeah, that's kind of what he's got going on. Look, he's smiling now. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's so sweet. Like, he's so wholesome. He's got little gap teeth as well. I really want to show you his little gap teeth. He's not smiling now. Look how cute he is though. But yeah, he does have like a little gap tooth smile. He's so sweet. I love like I say, the Sims from this Let's Play, I love them all so much, and I had to do the Walton family justice and do a video on them as well, just briefly before I wrap up this Let's Play. And then this is Rose. So Rose is so sweet. So I gave her the name Rose because I was playing Detroit Become Human, and I really loved the character Rose. So I thought, you know, she's wholesome, Rose is wholesome, I'm going to give her the same name. She wants to kind of like have a big nectar business on the go, so that's her whole thing. Again, just to kind of show off the different things that are in this pack. She's family orientated, she's good, and she's a foodie, and she's just, again, all the Sims in this Let's Play I feel like are so wholesome and sweet and nice. And then, like I say, I've got Dale here, who, look at him looking after Lulu. Like, this is what I'm talking about. They're just such a sweet family, and they are really nice to kind of play with. I do have briefly played with them all, yeah, like, there's just so lovely. Look, she's like eating his armpit there, but he's been raised right. Talking about raising them right, like I feel like Rose and Joseph being, see, I forgot the name Joseph. My son's name is Joseph. Like, that's how bad my memory is when it comes to names. It's my own son's name and I still can't remember it. But Joseph, yeah, he like, what are you doing down on the floor? Like, what have you put down there for? I need to kind of also kind of like add like an infant bed and stuff like that. She's just napping where she is. She's happy. She's chill. This is little baby Lulu. Oh no, she's sad. Oh dear. Lulu's a little bit sad right now, but she's a little sweetie. She's calm usually. Like, I know this isn't like really painting her in a good light right now, but you know, she does have a mighty neat. Rose, get up, because I can show you off better if you come and look after Lulu. Lulu. Pick her up. Like, let's just pick her up and like let me talk about her. So yeah, Dale especially, he's just a really good teenager. Like he's wholesome. He looks after the horses. He helps Holly out. He hasn't got his own horse, but the whole thing is he loves riding. He loves horses, but he doesn't have his own horse, so he's going around to like all the different farms in the area and like offering to be a farmhand, like helping out, just so he gets to like spend time with the horses and like ride them and train them and do the stuff that he loves to do. So his dream as well, like his dad dreams of getting like a bigger ranch and having like more space for crops, Dale's dreaming of being able to have his own stables and like have his own horse. So that's his whole thing. And again, he's very, very loyal. So where Maeve's boyfriend was like just really out for, you know, like internet points and kind of like probably cheating on her, you know, not really a good guy. Like Dale, by contrast, is just the hero that Maeve needs, and he's like the perfect teenager. Like I love him so much, so incredibly sweet. So maybe I'm just going to quickly jump into cast and show you some of these guys in cast. I think I do actually have a whole cast video on them if you want to check that out. Yeah, so maybe I don't need to jump into cast, but I don't know what she's done with the baby. Look at how pretty she is. Like she's so pretty. Like look at her, she's so beautiful. Look at that smile. And then she's a curvy lady, but like look at that. Again, I got a tweet out somewhere about who has the best ass in the game, like which pre-made has the best ass. There is a reason for this. And do you know what? I think even though she's one of my Sims and not a pre-made, so like she doesn't actually count in the bum competition, like she's looking very peachy there. She has a great ass. Yeah, that's the Waltons, and I am sad that I've not got to continue this Let's Play. Maybe it's something that I can pick up again in the future, but like I say, it was I was just trying to do too many things at once, and this is something that I do have a habit of doing. I've got a Sagittarius Mars placement and a Gemini moon. Like I'm very scattered. I do scatter my energy, and it's hard for me to like focus on one thing at a time. So I do sometimes have to go, you know what, I've took on too many things, I need to let something drop, and Horse Ranch is the thing that I need to drop. Just a kind of an update of like ongoing what's going on with the channel as well. So I have finished Detroit Become Human. I'm not currently looking at continuing playing with that on camera at this time. I may revisit it again in the future at some point. I do like the idea of kind of keeping that window open for any other games that I might potentially want to try, but at this time my focus is really going to be on raising them right, which is going to be something that I want to be posting consistently, either once or twice a week. Any random videos that I decide to make based on kind of like the content that's coming out. For example, if they do any new scenarios, I'm probably going to do a scenario series or video depending on the length of the scenario. Any new kits that come out. I still haven't covered the beautiful build buy kit that we got recently. I still haven't covered that. I haven't even opened it and looked at it in my game yet. That's how like busy I've been. And then obviously I've been doing a lot of content with the swimwear pack as well. So I feel like a bit like I've been chasing my tail, and I've really wanted to kind of like, I've almost had like a mental list in my mind of like the boxes that I need to tick off. So I had to make content for the kits because I took the codes. It's like a content requirement. I'm enjoying making shorts, so I've recently started on joined TikTok, so I'm Cinderellimouse official on TikTok if you want to join me there. So shorts have been really fun to do, especially like because it's helping me to kind of like continue to learn the editing and kind of play around with some of the techniques with that. So that's been really enjoyable for me, and I do think it's really important to kind of like go where your heart takes you and go where your enthusiasm carries you. I'm not the sort of person that's very good with like routines and schedules and like commitments. I prefer to kind of go where the wind takes me and do what I feel like doing. So again, it's just Horse Ranch is one of those things that I'm like, I know I have to let this go. I know that this has reached its end now. But thank you everybody who's supported me. I really appreciate it. And I am sorry to drop it like it's hot. I don't want to be a non-committal person, But like I say, it's not that I'm uncommittal, it's that I'm already committed. I was already committed to Detroit. I'm already deeply invested in raising them right. So I knew at the time I was spreading myself thin. I knew it. I need to learn my lessons. This is what it is, guys. I think I felt some pressure as well. I think especially because I got early access to Horse Ranch, which again, thank you so much to the team for that. I did feel a lot of pressure with that. I did feel a lot of pressure to make a lot of content, and I kind of went overboard. I didn't post half the content I actually made because it just wasn't good quality. And so even that, and again, I don't regret anything, because I think anything that we do is always a learning experience. It's always a learning curve. So for me, I know that if I got early access again to an expansion pack, I know that I would tackle it differently, right? I know that I need to stay in my comfort zone and do the things that I know I'm good at. So for example, I love making Sims and doing cast videos. I love covering cast. I love styling cast. Cast is a big one for me. So that's something that I ended up doing a lot with Horse Ranch, which again, I felt happy with the Sims that I made. I felt happy with that content that I put out, where I think I felt a lot of pressure to be like almost an encyclopedia of knowledge about a pack. It's almost like I felt like I had to tell you everything there was to tell you about horses. I had to like max out the Nectar making skill and tell you everything about nectar making, and maybe I didn't. Maybe there's enough of those videos out there already, and maybe I got early access based on my own merit for the things that I'm doing because I want to do them anyway, and maybe that is a lesson for me to learn. So yeah, I need to do that. I need to learn when to take the pressure off myself, and like how much is enough, and like I need to not try and be all things to all people, and yeah, all those things. So thank you for everybody for like being with me and like allowing me the space to explore the editing, and you know, giving me feedback on that as well. Like really appreciate it. And I'm sorry that does mean that a lot of the time that I take in front of my desk, right, the time I take here in front of my computer, there's a lot more of it that goes on to behind the scenes with editing than front facing. But it does mean that when I do put content out there, it is going to be something that I'm more proud of, and that hopefully you guys are going to find more enjoyable too. So all that good stuff. So again, if you want to play with these families and kind of like go and follow their story and do it in your own way, in your own game, I recommend that. I actually have one more thing to show you that I'm sad that I didn't get to show you on camera, because unfortunately, like I forgot that to vote on kind of like with eco lifestyle, like when you have a community space, in order to vote on the community space, you have to be in that neighborhood. I thought you could be in the world and you had to be in the neighborhood. So I wasn't able to kind of like vote on the community space and show this off, because I really wanted this for like Dolly. Remembered, I've even got, guys, like in honor of Dolly and calling her Dottie all the time, I've got this badge now that says, "What would Dolly do?" So to remind me of her name, and to ask myself, what would Dolly do? Like Dolly would vote for the makerspace, I think. So I want to kind of show you this as an option for something that you might want to do if you're finding this to be a little bit of a boring lot. Maybe you don't really know what else to do with it, and you've got eco lifestyle, make it into a community space. So I've got a community gardens. If we just wait for the lot to load. So this one is a community garden. It just means that you're getting more variety, more going on here. So yeah, this is kind of like all the little potting beds. I've got some things planted here already, like the lemon trees. I think I planted some grapes. Did I plant grapes? I feel like I planted grapes for like the nectar making. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I couldn't find grapes. I think that's what happened. Some more stuff around here. You've got some of the eco lifestyle like bugs. So yeah, Patchy the scarecrow out here as well. So you've got some fun stuff to come and like play around with out here if you wanted that. Let's move to the marketplace as well. I probably should have gone makerspace and then marketplace. I might do that in editing. So here we go. This is the makerspace as well. And again, because Dolly is into kind of knitting and like cross stitch and things like that, this is the place where you can come and kind of like do those things. So I have got a couple of stalls set up, even though it's a makerspace, just so you can kind of sell things if you want to do that. I've got things like the easels, so your artists can come here. I've got the kids kind of artist stations. Oh, why is it so dark? Why don't I turn it into like daytime? I don't know. I've got the kids kind of like art stations as well if you're bringing your kids along. I've got the juice fizzer from Eco Lifestyle. I've got the candle maker from Eco Lifestyle. I've got the nectar maker. So you can come out here and kind of like do all the stuff that you want to do. I've got pumpkin carving because I felt like it suited the world. That's from Spooky Stuff. This is kind of the big industrial maker unit thing from Eco Lifestyle. You've got a crusher here. So you kind of got a lot of stuff to come out here and play with if that's something you're interested in doing. And then if I just skip over to the marketplace, all those things that you've crafted, you can sell at market. So you can come here if you live in this area, vote on this lot, and kind of like have all these it's still the same building. It's going to basically function in a very similar way, but you've got all this extra stuff that you can come and use that's really, it ties in really well with the world, I feel. So yeah, like you've got a little cafe thing there, which of course is the horse box. I can't remember what that came with. Maybe it was Hempel on Bagley. I'm not quite sure where that came from, but I thought it was suitable. You've got the art wall from City Living. You've got a little thing to store nectar in, because this is like a little nectar selling table it's meant to be. And I really like these as well. I've been using like the awnings over the festival tables to kind of like make it look like a little market. This one over here as well, this one's really cute. This is from that outdoorsy kit. Like I can't remember what it's called now, but it's like cute camping outdoors kit with a little fox on top. Is it a fox or a badger? I don't know, but it's cute. And like the little tea stand there as well, and like a flower stand as well. And yeah, it's still got some of the maker things as well, so these are on both lots. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you that as well, just for something that you might want to do yourself. It's quite easy to just jump in, turn it into a community space, and basically I haven't built anything, I just threw objects at it. Anything that I could think of adding, I just went ahead and added. So it's quite easy for you to replicate if you want to. I don't feel like I need to put that on the gallery because I'd have to upload it as 4 different lots, and you know, all I've done is put some objects down. So again, just an idea of something you might want to do yourself. But I'm sorry, Horse Ranch, I'm sorry, Chestnut Ridge, this is the end for us. Thank you, you've been good to me. Thank you again to the Sims team for and the Sims community team for giving me early access to Horse Ranch, because I wasn't expecting it. I was quite surprised. I was like, little old me, thank you so much, because I'd had early access before, but it was a long time ago, like a long time ago, and so it was really exciting for me to have like the early access on an expansion pack. Are you kidding me? I thought I was in the naughty corner. I thought I wasn't entitled to that. Yeah, hopefully I'll get that again at some point. I think it's on a rotation though. I don't think every single creator gets early access to expansion packs all the time. I don't know what the policy is at the moment, but fingers crossed I do get early access to some things again at some point, because that's really cool. But if I don't, that's okay as well. I'll just kind of keep on doing my thing, and hopefully that's good enough, and hopefully you guys will keep showing up and keep supporting and keep watching me, even though I'm a flake, even though I'm a train wreck, even though I put too much pressure on myself and then collapse and cave because I've got imposter syndrome. You're here supporting me, and that is very much appreciated, so thank you so much. I'm not going to ask you to like this video because it's a big massive fail, but if you want to go and check out any of my other series, and even like past series, like Need for Speed is out there. You know, I've got things like a lot of the kind of Life is Strange type games. I've got Tell Me Why, I've got Life is Strange True Colors. I am very cringe on my old videos. Every time I watch my old videos back, I'm like, why are you the way you are, woman? Like, I don't know if many people like watching themselves back on camera, but yeah, again, just doing something that I love to do, creating content is something that I really enjoy. It is just a hobby. I'm not really making any money out of doing this. I don't like, and I spend too much time doing it as well, when I could be out there kind of like nose to the grindstone, kind of like hustling. I'm like, I want to do something, but I want to play Sims on camera. Oh. So yeah, the fact that you are watching me and my weird hobby, it's flattering, and it's good to have that support. I'm gonna go because I'm waffling. I need to go and get some more coffee. I will see you guys soon. And again, I hope you're all taking care of yourselves. I hope you all have a really good week, and I hope you're all enjoying whatever it is that you're up to in The Sims at the